Today, we're going to be talking about a mom that has some very disgusting behaviors towards her family, scammed her teenage followers out of thousands of dollars, and some very questionable thirst traps, and so much more. Yeah. Yes, that's right. We're talking about Adrielle Sigler, a 33-year-old TikToker who turned her small town into a battlefield, exploited her children, and treated her following like an ATM machine. Adrielle Sigler is based in Jamestown, New York, which she referenced to as a small town quite often. Her main TikTok account amassed over 1 million followers before being taken down. And you'll never believe the reason. It wasn't because of anything that she did. No, she would say that it was because somebody from TikTok was paid to take her account down.
TikTok, I need you to see this video. I have been trying to reach you. My attorneys have been trying to reach you. There is an influencer with a dirty employee who is a dirty TikTok representative and a dirty Snapchat rep. This influencer wanted me to continue collaborating with him. After I blocked him, he couldn't take no for an answer, and he kept threatening me. He blackmailed me for a month last year. This year, I wasn't going to tolerate it when I tried making things right with him.
So she decided that she was going to be friends with this person after they blackmailed her and threatened her, and provides zero evidence of any of this actually occurring. She just shows this little snippet that could have been sent by some troll on the internet. If I was her, I would be building a case against this person so I could take them to court, not taking it to TikTok and announcing it to the world. I would be announcing it to my lawyers.
He said, "It's war. I promise you'll be the one to lose everything. Wait until my TikTok rep gets back from vacation and finds out." TikTok needs to investigate who their employee was that got paid to ban my monetized accounts. I'm a good creator. I'm a live streamer. I'm full-time. My accounts that have been banned from this guy paying his TikTok rep, I've lost over 1 million followers. He also had his rep ban my Snapchat, which tells me that the rep also works for Snapchat.
I love how she links all this together. She gets this message and assumes that this is the guy that did the thing. He got the TikTok representatives to take down my stuff because he paid them. And then my Snapchat went down and he must have paid them to do that too. And to make the story believable, she sprinkles in a little bit of blackmail, a little bit of threat, and everything not so nice.
Over 700,000 followers on Snapchat. Combined between my TikTok platforms and Snapchat, I've lost 2 million followers because of this corruption, and TikTok needs to respond and investigate this. My attorneys have reached out to him. There are more threats that this guy has made and followed through with against me. He is wanted with charges, criminal charges, because he is retaliating against me for blocking him and no longer continuing to collaborate with him. He was blackmailing me. Please stop allowing this criminal to silence me by paying your criminal employee.
And again, she's telling us all this without any kind of proof, nothing. All we have is this little message. Why doesn't she just show something? And you want to know why she doesn't? It's probably because there is nothing. And you'll find out later on in this video, this trend of her feeling like she's constantly being harassed, threatened, bullied. She creates these paranoid circumstances of her just being a victim. And that video basically goes on for another minute of her saying the same thing over and over. She's very quick to jump on the conspiracy theory train and not so much on the taking accountability train. And her accounts keep getting banned. According to Reddit, 8 accounts banned in less than 1 month. Having 8 accounts banned in less than a month screams you don't follow rules or guidelines. Yeah, you would think after having 8 TikTok accounts banned that you might be the problem, but that's not how the TikTok ego works. She was also a former teacher who claimed to have resigned in May of 2022, where she says that she left her ex and moved to New York, resigned as a teacher, and became an influencer. She would even go on to post a LinkedIn post talking about resigning from her position as well. And some of her alleged students would leave comments on her TikTok videos saying that she actually got fired, to which she would respond with this video.
"She used to be our teacher, bro. I know, she got fired. Yes, I used to be your teacher. And this is my letter of resignation. I made the decision to resign from my position. It was effective last May of 2022. I relocated from Pennsylvania to New York, and I was unable to commute. I commuted for months. It was wild. It was my only source of income at the time, and I needed that job. I was grateful and appreciative for the opportunities they provided me for professional and personal development. I resigned from teaching public school with 5 letters of recommendation from amazing coworkers who I shared a work relationship with for years. They were truly great people. When I decided to make the shift and switch careers, I no longer wish to work for public schools because that's not a job in demand. I was searching what will be in demand 10 years from now, and this right here is it. Being an influencer, being a creator, advertising, grow your social media. I went from making barely $100 a day to almost $200 per day, to almost $300 per day, to about $500 per day, to almost $1,300 per day. So yes, hi, I used to be your teacher. I was underpaid, I was bullied, I was harassed, and I discovered my worth. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I escaped, I moved out of state, I turned a new leaf, and because of my ambition and my strength, I'm now thriving. This right here, in a nutshell, is the way my students used to treat me. It was not fun. The students who respected me made the job worthwhile, but education is not a field I would return to. Not after growing my social media.
Imagine this. You're driving home after a long day and out of nowhere, bam, a car slams into you. Your life is flipped upside down in just a matter of seconds. But what happens next? Mountains of paperwork, endless phone calls with insurance companies, and the fear of not getting what you deserve. Most of us wouldn't know where to start, myself included, because when you call a lawyer, you're suddenly drowning in legal jargon, hidden fees, and delays. It begins to feel impossible to navigate the system and to fight for the compensation that you're entitled to. That's where Morgan & Morgan comes in. As America's largest injury law firm, they've completely modernized the process. From submitting a claim to communicating with your legal team, everything can be done right from your smartphone. It's as simple as a few clicks. And the great thing is that Morgan & Morgan doesn't settle for lowball offers. Just recently, they helped a client in Florida win $12 million, 34 times what the insurance company initially offered. And in Philadelphia, they secured $26 million, which was 40 times more than the insurance company offered. That's insane. But what really sets them apart? For starters, there's no upfront cost and you only pay if you win. Plus, with over 1,000 attorneys in all 50 states and more than 4,000 support staff, they have the resources to take on even the biggest cases. It's no wonder over 3 million people call them every year. Let me show you how easy it is to get started. See, it only takes a few minutes to check if you have a case. No waiting rooms, no phone tags, just quick, efficient support. If you've ever been seriously injured, your case could be worth millions, and you're just a few clicks away from potentially changing your life. You can start your claim now at forthepeople.com/Chaz, or you can simply scan the QR code on the screen here. And remember, all of this is free unless you win. Don't let insurance companies decide your future. You can take action, protect your rights, and let Morgan & Morgan fight for you, for the people. Just looking at these comments here, they don't say anything bad. They're just talking about how she used to work there and that she actually got fired and she didn't resign. It very well could be possible that she was fired and she was given the opportunity to resign. That way, on her application, it looked better for the next time she applied for a job. And also, it could be possible that she just resigned too, but there's really no way of telling. All we have in the comments here is somebody saying that she actually got fired, and they're saying that she used to be their teacher, but there's no way to actually prove that. But you're definitely going to lean more to one side than the other, like a lot of people did when they discovered her patterns of behavior. And the harassment and bullying thing will kind of become her shtick as she advances throughout this video and her career on TikTok. And you also find it weird that she's doing GoFundMe's later on in the video, but she's making $1,000 a day. She would also make posts boasting about being successful on TikTok, where she would say that I am in the top 230 of influencers on the platform of TikTok with over 1 billion users, with her primary audience being kids and teenagers. And because of her younger viewership and I'm assuming a lot of trolls, she had the comment turned off on her videos. And she was on top of her influencing game, posting multiple videos daily, often begging for gifts and donations. At one point, she even set up a GoFundMe for her son to get braces. And make it make sense, if you're making $1,000 a day from TikTok, why do you need a GoFundMe to get braces for your son? She's also known for rage baiting content and controversial thirst traps.
10 seconds. Show the world your greatest talent.
I don't have tonsils. Want to see?
Live signal. I'm going live, and if I think my co-host is cute, I'm gonna twirl my hair and stick out my yacht. I'm gonna start dancing. No.
This is so boring, 6 foot. Spice it up.
Ever used both of your hands with the guy?
That little video she just showed about her playing with her hair means she likes the person she's co-hosting with is the type of video that she would put out every time before she went live in order to attract viewers in. People would come in and watch. And if you're looking at the comments that people are leaving on this live video, you can tell they're kids. Where they're spamming, she likes you because she's playing with her hair. She likes you. Ask if she likes you. Let me ask. Now, of course, I don't have empirical evidence on this. And I mean, what adult's going to be in there saying, saying, oh my God, she likes you. Like, let me ask. Can we find out? Oh my God. So we can use our common sense here, but of course, take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah?
You used both of your hands.
Yes. Wait.
What?
The answer is yes.
Have you ever hocked to it before?
No, I don't spit loogies on bleeps. I don't go.
Answer the question.
Who does
Ever
that?
hocked to it before?
No.
Okay.
6 foot. Ew. It's gross. No. You can do it without going. Or all you have to do is just be like.
Oh, hell no. What the
You don't have to go and make a huge deal about it when there's already, like, your mouth is.
And of course, a lot of her videos of her doing these thirst traps, these type of things on the internet have been removed since a lot of her content is taken down with her accounts. But this is typically the type of content that she would produce for her audience of teenagers, adolescents, young kids. This next clip I'm going to blur, but it's her reenacting doing oral.
Go.
And in this clip, I'm not going to be playing the music due to copyright, but she's dressed up, looking very lewd, and I have it blurred down below, and that's because she's wearing a skirt, and you can see straight up her skirt and her underwear as she sings to a song that says the N-word repeatedly. And a lot of people didn't like this, that she was catering towards a younger audience by being lewd and rage baiting, just creating repulsive content, with one Redditor saying everything she does is for negative attention. The way she eats, the way she chews, her niche is repulsive content. It's the only thing she'd ever get noticed for, hence the armpit hair. Yes, that's right. She would go on to say that she was the only woman in the world with the genetics to be able to grow armpit hair. Because, well, she is a full-time content creator and has to make the money somehow, you know? Don't go quitting your day job, guys, to do TikTok. Unless you're actually doing something worth a while. Because you don't want to be doing what she's doing.
I'm famous because I was born with a rare genetic trait. I'm the only female in the world who was able to grow armpit hair. And it's blonde. It's blonde. So I'm hosting a live stream now on a new app called Favorited to answer all of your questions. How I was identified for this rare genetic trait, how it feels to be the only female in the world with armpit hair, and more. Just have to download it and follow me right here. Thanks.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert, since TikTok isn't working out for her, she's moved on to YouTube and Favorited. I don't even know what that is. It's a new app, I guess, that a lot of failed TikTokers are going to now. I think even Ashley Trevino's over there now. And anytime she received any type of backlash or criticism, she would always associate it to her being just too attractive. She would somehow find herself always in these situations, these weird situations where people were just out to get her. In one circumstance, she claimed that she faced harassment from her students because she was attractive.
I'm attractive. And my last year teaching middle school, all of the students created a rumor. Oh, Mrs. Sigler created a website, right? And I think you all know what I'm referring to. It got so bad that even a teacher, a younger teacher than me, it was like her first year teaching, would have her students in her room on her lunch break and they would gossip about me. The students, the teachers talking about me, gossiping about me. There was a student at one point who went to school with my son, and he would approach my son in the hallways and say, hey, how about your mom's Bleep account? Like, are you serious? Just because a female is attractive does not give you the right to harass her and spread rumors harassing her. Like, the type of harassment that I went through at that job was awful.
And in another, she would say that people are jealous of her because, well, she's just so attractive. And I have to say, this is a strong correlation with Ashley Trevino. This person reminds me a lot of Ashley in regards to her narcissistic behaviors and the way she's always saying that people are jealous. They're just jealous.
And out of pure spite, that jealous woman.
And I never faced the type of jealousy hot women get until I lost 80 pounds and became a hot girl myself.
Sad that people get blinded by hate and they can't even see that it roots from jealousy.
And it's kind of lonely when you become hot.
And jealous women will single me out and act this way towards me.
No, it's because they're jealous. People from small towns get jealous over the silliest things.
Alternatively, because I'm a young, attractive female in their small town who stands out because I have a large following, it makes them rage.
People get jealous of you.
Mom gets jealous and I'm a local influencer in town who they obsess over.
That you would only seek attention like that from someone and treat someone like that if you're jealous.
The whole compilation just makes my skin crawl. It's just so cringe to hear someone talk like that. Yes, these people in this small town, they can't handle my big TikTok influencer status and my beauty. I just blind them all. Small town people, am I right? They just don't understand. Speaking from experience, small town people are the best and most down-to-earth people that I know of. So shout out to all my small town people out there. I love you. And the big town, you know, I love the big city too. I love all people, okay? She's also had some very concerning behaviors towards minors, where a post was made on Reddit where people were concerned about her giving advice to these minors online, allegedly telling these kids to not listen to their parents and just to do whatever they want. You know, being a great role model for these kids that are eventually going to be the leaders of our society. And this is all alleged, of course, but a lot of people were also concerned that her top donators were children, creating these harmful parasocial relationships that could cause long-term emotional damage and just psychological damage, doing some serious harmful things to these kids who are just hitting puberty and going through a lot. And obviously by now you probably know that Sigler is not the best parent. And this can be seen through the actions of her own son, where in one instance, allegedly the babysitter came forward and said this: I know Adrielle personally. I used to babysit her children. I just want to let you know, I know in my hardest of hearts that her son SA'd someone. More than one person probably. But even as his babysitter, he used to smack my butt and say inappropriate things to me. And there were no repercussions for any of those kids ever. And that's part of one of the major controversies that she got herself into, which we're going to get into that right now. And that's going to be the May 2024 GoFundMe scandal. And this all started whenever her son didn't return home from school, which she calls 911 claiming her son is missing. And while all of this is happening, she takes the time to post real-time updates.
My son had to stay after school. It is 5 o'clock. He's still not home. He had issues with Spanish class. He's gonna stay after to finish an assignment and leave when it's done. It's 5 o'clock. I still haven't heard from my son. He hasn't walked home. He hasn't called for a ride. I'm blowing up his phone. I don't know where he is.
Yeah, so I have no idea where my son is, but I'm gonna shoot this video for you guys instead and deliver some information for TikTok. I'll take the time to upload it and everything too. And then maybe eventually I'll figure out where my son is. But the most important thing right now to do is to make this video to inform you that I have no idea where my son is.
I called the school and no one answered. His phone goes to voicemail. I think it's fucked up that if you have kids staying there after school, you should have your phones on at all times. You should answer the phone for parents at all times. So now I'm gonna drive to the school and see if I can find him. I'm so sick of going through this. This is probably the worst school district I've ever had an experience with. It's 5:05. This is terrifying. This lack of communication is just terrible. I really hope someone answers the door. No one's in the office. No one's here. I don't know what else to do. I've exhausted my resources. I'm gonna have to call the freaking cops. Like, I'm gonna have to call the cops to find him. His phone is ringing. He's not answering. I'm losing my mind. I just want to move out of this city. I fucking hate it here. He's not answering. I'm gonna run home and confirm he's not home. And if he's not home, I have to call the cops. I just pulled over. My son is calling me. Where are you?
I'm on that street by that old school.
Okay, but where are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. Just pick me up.
What? Where are you? He hung up. Call 911. I'm on the way. What school are you by? Where are you? What school? Jefferson or Rogers?
No, Rogers. Yeah, I'll just.
Okay. I will be right there. Call 911. Okay. I just got here and he's not here. I called 911. They said they have no one available. Where are you? I am at the school and you're not here.
I'm coming to you. Back up your car a little bit.
I had to hang up my call with 911 because they said they have no one available and I can't find my son. What happened?
If your children are missing and you're worried about them, don't take the time to post real-time updates, to post things to TikTok about your children missing. Now, I'm sure that I don't have to tell you that, or anybody really, most people at least, I hope, because if we're normal people, we're not taking the time to record ourselves stressing out about not being able to find our children. We're actually out there doing it. Well, it turns out the reason why he didn't come home from school is because he got jumped. And Adrielle would go on to post pictures and give the full names of the kids that jumped her son, which is dangerous within itself to just post that information out on the internet because you never know what could happen.
In the blue shorts, proudly dangling around my son's gold chain that I bought him. Right there. Dangling the chain. So proud he found it in the grass. So happy. Him. While this kid and this kid were brutally assaulting my son, hitting his head off the pavement, the mud, in an abandoned swimming pool in the middle of the woods. Well, they go there all the time. They're probably there right now. Then, after they got done assaulting him, listen to what they said. They said, "Tell your mom."
Tell your mom when we get around to with you.
Dude's definitely telling his mom, yo.
Oh, it's not just telling me. It's telling the whole world. Let's count.
Now, when it comes to violence, there should never be anybody jumping anybody under any circumstance. Let the law handle it. And I'm sure she's very angry, as any mother should be, but doxing them, putting their name out there for everyone to see to all of her followers with ill intention, that's not okay.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of you, the cameraman, and there is someone dressed in brown watching. Obviously, I can't show the whole thing. So there's like 11 of you, not 10. The numbers just keep going up. 11 of you. 11 of you. And how many of us showing love and support for my son? I think that number is way higher than 11. That's just a hunch. The internet does not take bullying well. I'm just going to say that right now.
Eventually, the truth emerged that this was a planned 1v1 fight, which Adrielle's son threw the first punch, and that this was allegedly related to her son SAing multiple girls. And also that Adrielle had edited the fight footage in order to make it look like her son was jumped.
Up by saying that the internet works fast, and I honestly love the people that I have that joined my comment section because I get a lot of information from people that I didn't have before. I just made a video regarding Adrielle Sigler, the situation where her son got jumped, and I now was sent the full video of the occurrence of this because she posted the video, which number one, I don't think you should have posted to begin with. Like, you're kind of monetizing your son getting beat up. Once again, if I was a kid, I would never want people seeing that. But besides that point, I never realized that the video she posted was actually edited. Like, the beginning part of the interaction is not shown on her page. And I got sent the full video, and I find it interesting because it changes a lot of things. Not even just for perspective, but in terms of legality too. When I saw her video, I made the assumption in my mind that this kid was just walking home from school through the forest and these kids jumped him. When I see the full video, I now realize that it was actually a planned fight, 1v1. Her son threw the first punch and then the kids jumped him after. Well, I'm now realizing that if she posted the full video, the narrative of her not feeling safe kind of doesn't look as valid. That just changes a lot. So, and the fact that as a mother you're comfortable like making 100 videos on this too and like monetizing it and raising money for it, I see why people are, you know, talking about this. I see why people feel weird about this. I feel weird about it.
So she was out here making many videos on this, pushing a false narrative so she could monetize it. Mother of the Year. She defended her son by saying that he was coerced into doing this, which doesn't make up for any of the reasons on why she was making so many videos on it, monetizing it, pushing the false narrative. Like, that's still there. It begins to look a lot like a lot of it was fake. Her going to the school, acting like she was calling the cops in a panic. Was any of this real? And she would try to further strengthen her narrative by saying that those same group of kids jumped somebody else. She was doubling down all in when she should have folded.
There was a very disturbing video that was just leaked. It's at the top of my Instagram page. These criminals have an MO. They gang up on one boy, in this case, a special education student. put him under duress, and coerce him into throwing the first punch, even though he did not want to. And then, after the special education student tries to throw a fight, they gang assault him. This is what my son fell victim to on May 2nd of 2024. And these boys record themselves doing it so they can say, oh, look, he tried to come at me first, when they knew exactly what they were doing because it was a premeditated gang assault. And it happens on a daily basis in the city of Jamestown, New York, at Jamestown Public School District. We need safety. I need to get my children out of this city as soon as possible. The public school will hold all parties accountable.
Why does she have GoFundMe pinned to her forehead if she is making so much money off TikTok? Why does she need a GoFundMe to move? Till this day, I'm still thinking about it.
Including the expulsion and suspension of that special education student who needs justice. You can watch the video. It just happened today. I'm not revealing the boy's name. They do it on purpose. It's premeditated. They're so twisted.
This very much feels like an act to me, that she's just trying to portray these kids as just some horrible people. Adrielle, why did you edit out the parts of the video that shows that you were lying? Why did you push a narrative to make it seem like your son was this victim? And then ask for a GoFundMe of $30,000 to move. Who needs $30,000 to move?
Help us move as soon as possible. These are the monsters who nearly took my son's life.
The mother of one of the alleged victims that Adrielle's son allegedly essayed had this to say on Facebook. Adrielle Sigler, truth travels fast. You wanted justice. Well, so do all the mothers of the girls your son victimized. Don't worry, these girls have an army behind them, and I will do everything in my power to teach my own that this she is going through will be hard at first, but she will rise. All the girls will rise on the stronger than before and 1,000 times stronger than you. Enjoy your freedom, because remember, my daughter was at your house under your care and you allowed it to happen. Mother of the Year award goes to none other than Adrielle Sigler. Enjoy your short-lived freedom. Adrielle would go on to defend herself towards these allegations by saying this.
How is that deflection? She was never alone. She was always with her 18-year-old boyfriend. And the mom let that boyfriend essentially live at the house. My son thought it was so creepy that his friend's little sister had an 18-year-old boyfriend sleeping there. He didn't even want to go there. So most of the time, he would just go walking around with his friends. It's not deflection. It's true. If this little girl's accusations were true, her 18-year-old boyfriend would have been there that day. Just saying. Protecting her. Or would have come at way sooner. I'm serious. It's a lie. Yeah, they're gaslighting the fuck out of me.
And at this point, you would consider her to be an expert doxer, because what she does is she spells out that girl's boyfriend's full name. She doesn't just say it, she spells it out so that way you can Google it or do what you need to do. Because why else would somebody in her position do that? Because they feel like they have some power, like they have some control, that they can just send their audience to do their bidding. At least that's what she thinks. And a lot of people in her position with that type of ego.
Yeah, they're gaslighting. They just want to come after my son. They want to believe the lies that they're being fed by these criminals. Man, there's no convincing you people. You drank the Kool-Aid.
And when she could no longer control the situation, she began to crash out.
You know what makes criminals uncomfortable? Looking them in the eye. You know what makes criminals second guess their actions? Looking them in the eye. You think I'm talking strangely? Acting strangely? My behavior is odd? I want those children to see the anger in my eyes. I'm beyond sad. I'm furious. And I'll talk to each single one of them without even blinking.
And it would seem that everybody saying that she's scamming people would get to her, because she would go on to defend herself by saying, I'm humble. Look at where I live. Why would I want money? I'm down to earth.
You think this is fake? You think this is a scam? You think this is staged? You think I'm living some bougie life? Yeah? This is all for money? I'm on my way to my son's dentist appointment. This is my house. It's not a mansion. I don't care about things like this. I can get by. I'm down to earth. I'm humble. It doesn't take like a brand new remodeled house. I'm obviously like, I love how people are saying this is a scam when I have fucking drop ceilings. Like, yes. Oh yes. I have so much money with my apartment that has drop ceilings.
I mean, you're the one that said that you make $1,000 a day on TikTok, okay? And then when you ask for $30,000 on a GoFundMe just to move, people are going to think that it's a scam. One of the brothers of the victims that he allegedly SA'd came forward and said this on Facebook. No one wanted to rob your son. He SA'd my little sister. He got what he deserved. You lie too much. Your son SA'd 4 of the girls. This didn't happen out of the blue. He wanted to fight, so we did. Then he got jumped, so that's why he got jumped. So the real victims are the 4 girls. And all of this led up to the $30,000 GoFundMe emergency move. She was scared for her life, and she thought that these kids were going to come to her house like they claimed they said they were going to do, allegedly, and do something bad. She would post this GoFundMe saying emergency move for safety, showing a picture of her son and the bruises and scratches that he received from the altercation. In the GoFundMe, it would read, "Our lives have become at risk living in Jamestown, New York. We have to move as soon as possible. My son was brutally assaulted May 2nd, 2024. Please help us move as soon as possible." $30,000 is a lot of money to be moving. And for somebody that makes $1,000 a day from TikTok, why does she need to do a GoFundMe to raise $30,000 in order to move? Why doesn't she just use the money that she's earned from being a full-time influencer, content creator, vlogger, whatever they're calling moms that do this on TikTok now? And then she would go on to make absurd posts like this. When you live in a city where the average annual income is $30,000 and make the average person in this town's weekly paycheck in 1 hour, it gets dangerous. I need to move ASAP. Stating that she needs to move because, well, she's just making so much money that people are out to get her. She would go on to explain how she just paid her rent 3 months in advance and now needs $30,000 so she can move. I don't know who in the world needs $30,000 to rent a place and hire movers and a truck. Oh wait, yes I do. This person. People like this on TikTok apparently need $30,000 just to move.
I have put this GoFundMe together. The link is in my bio. Our lives are in danger. We have to move as soon as possible. I just paid my rent until September 1st. So I'm paid up until the end of August, but I cannot stay here anymore. I am in a very scary situation. I'm putting a GoFundMe together. If you don't want to help, you don't have to. If it bothers you that I just want to be living somewhere safe, I don't know what else to do at this point. I just had my whole car fixed. I took my kids back to summer shopping. I paid my rent for 4 months. I am now down to X amount of dollars. I'm not going to say how much money I have left, but I'm going to tell you right now it is not enough to move. And I don't even know if I'd get approved if I apply to rent somewhere.
But yet she could afford to buy her children 2 new iPhones. If I had to summarize who Adrielle Sigler is, it would be a professional dry beggar. There's one clip of Adrielle talking about how men can be victims too.
Victim shaming applies to boys just as it does to girls. It's not just about girls. The fact that large creators are using my son to gain an audience and it boost their engagement is actually disturbing.
Yeah, it is pretty disturbing when somebody just continues to make videos constantly about somebody getting brutally assaulted and jumped and posted it on their TikTok in order to make money from it. And then it turns out they edited some of the clips to make it look like it was worse than what it actually was and started a GoFundMe to $30,000.
He's just a kid. Not only was he jumped, robbed, and brutally assaulted this month, as if that wasn't bad enough, he had to unenroll from public school, get transferred to homeschooling program for his own safety. Now, on top of it, my son is being victim blamed. Yeah, that's right. Boys are victims too. The term victim blaming does not only apply to girls. And it's actually disturbing that large creators are spreading rumors, pretending to be family and friends who know me just to grow their platforms. You'll never get on my level if that's the content you create. You will never get on my level if that's the content you create.
Yeah, because the type of content you create is just so much better, let me tell you.
Click the pink circle. I'm live, and I might delete this video by tomorrow. Sticking out my yacht for... We can go yacht for yacht. No, that. We can go... I do not have the hiccups. You guys are spreading rumors. That is false. Adrielle does not have hiccups. I am not using a filter, slay.
That's crazy. I appreciate all of your love and support. The GoFundMe link is still in my bio. We are still raising money for our move. We've paid the lease. We've been approved for an apartment. But in the meantime, we have lots of stuff to haul away. So all of your donations are going towards our movers, moving services, U-Haul, etc.
All of your hard-earned money is going towards the movers and my pockets and my pockets and the movers and also the movers in my pockets. It's basically what she said there. So she fully believes that boys, men can be victims too, but then in another clip goes on to victim shame her own son, saying that, well, he shouldn't have been hanging out with these thieves, these criminals, and it's his fault. Hey, Randall. Completely contradicting what she just said.
Oh, don't hang out with them. If they've been arrested, don't hang out with them. Like, it's not that difficult. Like, if you want to have nice things, you can't hang out with people who will steal your nice things. So how do I get my son to just kind of like level up or just not hang out with kids, period? This is why we're moving. Donate. The GoFundMe's in my bio. We need to find movers. Oh, I said it. I'll say it again, too. No, it'd be nice? 2 JBLs. So he can have a JBL to use while he showers, and I can have a JBL to use while I stream. Who paid for the JBLs? Me, I did. Who stole the JBL that my son had? His friends. Quit hanging out with scumbags. It's that simple. Fuck.
And then she would go on to make fun of the kids that allegedly jumped her son, making fun of them for being poor, making some classist remarks towards them.
I told him to quit hanging around scumbags and not to trust scumbags. He didn't fucking listen to me. They live in crack dens. They literally live in crack dens. Like, that's the only way I can describe it. You should see what their parents look like. They look like people of Walmart or Don't Meth with America Facebook group, dude. It's like living in the hills have eyes. Sue them? They're sue poor people? They don't have any money to sue. The GoFundMe is the link in my bio.
And then the subtle, beautiful GoFundMe placement at the end of it. Wow. She's a genius. November 2023 began the coffee shop incident. Adrielle would post a video saying, "The video I made in a coffee shop before both owners walked up to me and said, 'We don't want you filming in here,' as plenty of other customers had their cameras open right in front of me. If you've taken a video or a photo in this coffee shop, DM it to me on Instagram." But I think they did the right thing by getting rid of her, especially the way she acts and just seems to attract so much negativity, drama towards her. I'm sure she was being very obnoxious here, and just being herself, as we've seen throughout this video, is not the most pleasant person to be around.
People in Jamestown, they recognize me because I have a large following on social media. So I'm sitting in the coffee shop minding my own business. Before I get to working on my social media management, well, we want this to be a quiet, low-key environment, laid back. We have people who come here to work and read. I'm not noisy at all. I sit there and mind my own business. I have headphones in. I keep the volume down. As compared to large crowds of people who dine in together, I'm really quiet.
But then later on, she would post a video completely contradicting what she just said.
I'll show you some of the videos I've made in this coffee shop.
There's this one.
We were on TikTok shared a post saying it's spooky that children between ages 8 and 12 on...
There's this one, and that was empty. There were no customers. So
she didn't seem really quiet. She looked like she was dancing around in the coffee shop and talking pretty loudly, making videos. But she says that there was no one in there, so I guess we'll just take her word for it.
Coffee shop I go to downtown, and I sit there for like an hour. Sometimes I make videos. The owner came up to me and went like, okay, so I went in, I got a coffee, I sat down. I was there for like 3 minutes, and the owners came up to me, sat down next to me, shook my hand, and they said, "We appreciate your business. We don't mind if you come in here to sit and work and drink your coffee, but we no longer permit you to film or record in here. Oh. As a private business, we no longer permit you to record in here because it's a distraction for our customers who are working and reading in a quiet environment."
That's so rude of them.
The person on the phone there says that's so rude of them, but I mean, that's their business. They can decide whether or not you film in there or not. I think it would be a little bit more rude if somebody was in there being obnoxious, making videos, doing multiple takes, dancing around while other people are trying to read and just relax or work. And it's not like she can't go back in there. She can go back in there and get coffee. She can just make videos at home. Why not do that? But no, of course, she had to make this a big deal and make many videos about this. She would go on to make 28 plus videos attacking this business, encouraging her followers to leave negative comments and even fat shaming the owner, and also threatened a lawsuit based off of discrimination.
Today I did something I never thought I'd do. I filed 2 lawsuits. I was intending to file 1 lawsuit, but the attorney I spoke with said, you have 2 lawsuits. I'm in the city of Jamestown, New York. This is a discrimination case. The first question the attorney asked me, were you singled out? Yes. He asked me to go into detail. I went into detail. The incident happened in a public retail building. I explained, both of the owners approached me. I was singled out. When they approached me, there were approximately 20 other customers. The business owner said, we no longer permit you to film in our establishment. I asked why. To briefly summarize, one of the owners explained, well, we have businessmen working here. It's a low-key, relaxing, quiet environment for people to do their work. I said, this is my work. My filming is related to my work.
Yeah, sure, your filming may be related to your work, but you missed the quiet part. You're not going to have a fitness coach in there recording instructional videos or somebody that teaches music for a living in there doing that job. Just because you are an influencer and it's your job doesn't mean you're entitled to be able to do it anywhere you want. You don't instantly get a free pass to do whatever you want if you're an influencer, but she seemed to think so. Another major controversy that she got herself into, and this one is quite disturbing. It's allegedly having a crush on a student. Yes, having a crush on one of her students that she used to teach. Allegedly, a Reddit post would be linked to her IP address with this Reddit post reading, "What to do when you crush on a student." And the people that allegedly linked this connection, the IP address, came from a content creator named Austin Foreman, where they released a video talking about it.
Adrielle, you silly goose, you forgot to put your Twitter in your bio. That's okay, I'll show everybody where to find you. There you go. Don't even mention it either. Oh, by the way, if you're going to look at her page, though, do not do it if you're sitting next to a kid. There's some suggestive things there. Now that I think about it, Adrielle, it is strange that you would even have a Twitter page with the things that you have on it, considering the fact that your page is really geared towards younger people. Oh, you would pull my ears if I like this guy and touch my nose if I don't. On that subject, I have definitely seen this Reddit account that they say is yours, right? He says something about what to do if I have a crush on a student. But just because they say it's yours, it doesn't mean I believe him. All right, so don't worry. Oh, but I am giving it to somebody that's really good at finding things like that. I should hear back from him pretty soon. Also, I heard this other thing about you and your teaching job, which is interesting because, like, were you a teacher's aide or a teacher? Also, you said you never had one of those Fs, right? So let's broaden that subject here, just to clarify. When you say that, I mean, are you including other things like, I don't know, what other sites do that? When they didn't they have like Snapchat Premium? Can you do that there? And everybody just kind of jumbles it into one category and calls it that, calls it OF maybe. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you could do that in Snapchat Premium, right? I don't know, but I know you posted a video on Twitter saying that you had left Snapchat and were using Twitter instead. And you made a post like this saying, can you make a private story for those with, oh, but wait, that was right after you asked if you could do that. Anyways, you must have had something like that because there's somebody that works for the school board that didn't mind talking about it at all. And they're pretty confident in their memory of who you are and why you were forced to resign, it seems. According to the school board, or let me say a person that works for the school board, there were sensitive pictures of you going around the school. Now,
which would make sense why she brought up the fact that the students thought that she had an OF because she had pictures of herself floating around the school. And that would also make sense why she was forced to resign.
None of us can verify how they got there because according to them, there were 2 boys that said that you provided them to them, but they couldn't prove that. So instead of dealing with all the publicity that was probably going to come with it, they swept it under the rug and bada bing, bada boom, Adrielle resigns. So crazy, you had to move states, huh? To be clear, so that everybody understands, including Adrian's TikTok lawyer that she likes to go live with, I'm not presenting those as statements of facts. I'm sharing with you the allegations that have been made. But these are allegations that we are going to insist on local law enforcement looking into because after all, once an investigation's open, the school doesn't really have a choice but to talk about it, right? I hope you remember the login to that Twitter. Because if I were you, I would definitely delete some of the stuff on there. All right, that's enough for one video. Talk to you later. Adrielle, I know you like to say that you're famous, but we're about to make you a whole different type of famous. Because I'm going to introduce you to somebody else. And look, you like her. She's not a hillbilly. She's actually from New York, and she goes by Shelly the Enforcer. And Shelly has done an incredible job on this Reddit post here. Such a good job that I'm pissed off.
Cutie Pie XOXO or Cutie Pie XOX.
And before I continue, Shelly, kudos to you. I would definitely be tagging you in this, because this was incredible work.
We're going to start off with this, which was from Adrielle's account. And I can back that shit up, even though the account was indeed deleted. Don't pay too much attention to the 4 years ago, because it was actually just screenshotted when that said 4 years ago.
Right, so this is the Reddit account that we were talking about earlier, right? This is the Reddit account that, actually, I'm going to get another verification on as well. But just watch this. And I encourage you, by the way, go watch Shelly's full post, please. Because I'm not able to show the full post on here just because of the length of it and the fact that I have to green screen, but go watch her full post. I'm actually going to stop it right there for a second because I just saw a comment on that Reddit post that said, you know, this would be a very different response if it was a male teacher and a female student. And that's actually something I was going to bring up anyways. Guys, do you understand how outraged this entire fucking app would be if this was a man? To be honest, I wouldn't even have to be making this video because this would have already gotten way more attention.
That profile was deleted, okay? That question was created back when she was teaching middle-aged, 13-year-old aged boys.
Now let's turn it around. 13-year-old girls. I'm just putting it in perspective here for you so that we don't lose track of this because this happens way too often. Just make sure it's the same energy, okay?
Literally right after she resigned is when she created a new Reddit, which is now this. She resigned May of 2022. This one was created literally just a couple of months afterwards. It's the same exact username as her previous one, just with an extra X at the end.
Did you hear that? Come on, dude. Do you realize that she thinks that nobody's smart enough to notice that? I mean, to be fair, I didn't even look into what the new Reddit account and all that crap. I didn't even look into that. I was trying to look into the old one. But I'll tell you what, the fact that this woman did, gotta give her props. Because she's right. It's the same username. You can see when one account was deleted and the other one was created. So how the hell is she going to deny that? I mean, you got it. So you're telling me that she, intentionally named her account after another account that was saying those things? Like I said, go watch Shelly's full video, please. There's so much more information on there that just brings everything full circle and in context. And I'm still going to double down on the verification on this, but that red light is lifted, my friends. Yeah, Adrielle, listen to me. Please just do us a favor and stop. Let's do what we're supposed to do, guys. All we can do is the best we can, but I'm not even done yet, dude. There's so much more. I know this is Adrielle's Reddit account. I just gotta prove it. Okay, so the IP address from the old account led back to an ad address in the same city and state that Adrielle was teaching in at the time.
Now we got the reverse IP to IP address to get an address that's physical. I psyched you out. I redacted the information.
Yes, all money. You did a good job. Can we?
But that wasn't the lady that we were looking for. Ooh, I got her. I got the lady we're looking for.
All money. What you're telling me is that you found Adrielle Sigler's name attached to the home address, that was attached to the IP address, that was attached to the Reddit account that asked that question about what to do if they have a crush on their students?
Hey, yeah, I just had to go down into the past residence.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Hey, brother, I hope that helped you out. I ran the other one, too. Come back to some place named Jamestown. That sounds like some boring-ass city to me. But you let me know if you need that information, okay? I got a bunch of emails you can cross-reference, too, if you people are bored.
Oh, bro, you helped more than you know. After tonight, anybody messing with her, I'm going to consider a sympathizer. Ladies and gentlemen, the Reddit account that left the question asking what to do if I have a crush on one of my students was indeed Adrielle Sigler. So I only have one more question for you all. Are you going to let her get away with it?
So if all that is true, that is very, very concerning. And you know how they say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree? Well, it would seem to be that allegedly her mother could be a P word. In some recent events, Adrielle's mom has come to visit her, and they don't have the best relationship, as you'll see in this video.
If your parent was a PDF file, would you let them come live in your home? If you'd claimed for years that they assaulted your children and assaulted other children in their neighborhood, etc., would you let them come live in your home with your own children?
My mom came here to visit. I'm so grateful because
if what Siggy has posted on the internet and said for years is true about her mom, she just put her own kids at risk. So I'm going to lay this out for you step by step with proof. Pause to read, but this is a blog from 2015 where she went as Adrielle Sigler. She clearly states that her mom was a PDF file and that she had taught her 4-year-old son to do some very bad things. This is a post that she made on Bookface, stating the same thing. And this is proof that it was her screen name. Better yet, let's hear it out of her own mouth.
have nothing over me. They groom children, they watch their family members groom children, and they allow it to go on. And I've allowed it to go on until this point in time, because I'm no longer your scapegoat. I used to keep my mouth shut. I'm not going to keep my mouth shut anymore.
So on top of all this proof, she's even told people about it, friends, people that she grew up with, and they exposed the messages.
And for sake of time, I strongly suggest that you pause here and read some of these conversations because it's extremely alarming what she has to say about her mother. But to summarize a few of them, In one, she says her mom got put on an SEX offenders list and had to go to court. And that one time when Adrielle was 16, she had an internet boyfriend who her mother tried to steal from her. And Adrielle even said that she reported her mother to CPS for showering with her kids when they were like 2 and 5. And that her mom threatened to hit her kids in the face because they went vegan. Yet she lets her mom come and stay with her.
So either Adrielle's a liar, and she lied for years, or she just put a predator in her home with people that she's supposed to protect and love.
And then we get to the pattern of false allegations. Adrielle begins to think that she's being stalked by a police officer. Now, initially, this started out by her just being pulled over for running a red light.
I'm getting pulled
Hello,
over.
how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. State police, you have a license on you?
I have my driver's license.
Okay. All right. So listen, you know why I'm stopping you?
I ran the amber. It wasn't red yet. I was under
No,
it.
it was red, dear, because I was in the intersection there and it was red for me, so it was definitely red for you. All right. Where are you coming from now?
The gym.
The gym?
Yeah.
Which gym do you go to?
Planet Fitness.
Okay. It's 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it like a key fob to get in?
No, there's employees.
No. 24/7 there's employees?
On Mondays through Thursdays.
Oh, okay. Do they still do like the pizza parties every now and then?
I'm vegan, so I don't care if they do.
All right. Do you have the registration on your car?
No.
No.
I mean, like physically?
Yeah. Do you live in PA or do you live out here now?
I live in Jamestown now. I just moved here.
I got you.
I hate to say this, but I don't know.
If you have it, I'll grab it. If not, then don't worry about it.
Do you mind? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can look it up.
I'm
Who's it
insured through.
registered to?
It's me.
You?
It's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be right back with you.
It was Amber. It was Amber. Amber. It was Amber. I'm getting so angry. I hope I don't get a ticket. I'm so mad. I can't afford a ticket. That is such BS. It was yellow. It was yellow.
But later on, she would go on to post saying that she was being stalked by this police officer that pulled her over.
State trooper is stalking me. Ever since I posted this viral video on Facebook a few nights ago when I was pulled over, he keeps driving past me when I'm leaving the gym, and it happened again tonight. And I was like, I'm going to turn around the block and see where he's going. And he disappeared like a shark. So I'm like, I drive back towards my gym. I'm like, is he like waiting for me to get out of the gym? But I couldn't find him. So I started driving home. I gave up, and look what happened.
That's the state trooper. That's the state trooper. That was the state. That was the state trooper. He just made a U-turn. He made a U-turn. It's the state trooper, and he's right behind me, and he made a U-turn. I fucking told you I wasn't paranoid. I told you I can't make this up. Oh, this is crazy. I'm so glad you guys told me to record it. He's pulling me over. I can't make it up, and I got it on film this time. I got it on film. I told you. I told you. Ooh, I'll be right back.
Hi, officer. I'm good. How about you?
Do you have your license on you?
Yeah.
So listen, I'm just stopping you. You didn't have your seatbelt back on there, Adrielle. Did you have your seatbelt on the whole time?
I do.
Oh, okay. All right. Where are you headed to? Back to PA?
No, I'm going home.
Okay. All right. You're all set.
Oh, okay.
I'll see you.
Thank you.
Adrielle would go on to claim that her phones were being wiretapped and they were listening to her, where she would post and say, last year, I reported a New York State trooper to be investigated by internal affairs because he freaked me out. During the investigation, I had the suspicion my phone was hacked with some type of Stingray technology, and tonight I heard a police department in my phone while I was calling my ex right as the call connected, and I caught it on camera. TikTok always tells me my phone is being used by another app and prompts me to close it when I have no other apps open. My phone overheats constantly. My battery drains fast. And finally, we just heard a police department in the background of our phone call. These were all the reasons for why she believed that her phone was being tapped. And yes, that's right. A year later, she is still talking about this. And now we're going to move on to the racial profiling incident that occurred, where she was accusing a black son of kidnapping his mother because she thought a black person with a white person was suspicious.
This is the woman, this is the young man. They were in New York driving a dealer car. It stood out to me because he had this covering his face. But when I scoped out the car, I noticed something peculiar. It was a dealer vehicle. So when I looked in the window, I saw a business card from Berkeley Springs. Is that West Virginia or Wyoming? Morgan County. I think that says West Virginia, not Wyoming. So I googled Morgan County, Berkeley Springs, and that is located in West Virginia. He was moving in close on her. I decided to approach them. When I approached them, she said she's okay. She nodded. Yep. And he nodded. But something didn't look okay. It never looks okay when an elderly woman is driving a car and there's a man next to her wearing a face covering. I want to know why he would take it off to enter the store. Now, there has been a woman who looks similar to her, but I don't think she's 101 pounds and I don't think she's 78. That wouldn't explain this business card from Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. If we can figure out this business card, we might figure out if one of them is a missing person. Also, the visor of that vehicle had this thing clipped to it. I'm not sure if that means anything. I wish I knew what that pen said.
And to make things even worse, it was found out that she allegedly said this: P.S. I'd rather have scallop fingers than the N-word fingers. And the Sun actually saw that video and made a response to it on Facebook saying, bro, I was out with my mom at Wegmans. And she filmed us because my mom was using dealer plates and assumed I had kidnapped my mother because I'm black and they are white. I got home and had my siblings sending me the video she posted on Instagram saying all this outlandish stuff. I was just getting rubber bands because I just got my hair braided. And secondly, anyone who knows my family knows my dad owns the biggest auto mechanic shop in the county, Southern Auto Exchange. So long story short is my mom has been driving on dealer plates for 35 plus years. And if anyone needed help, it was me. I had to sit there and let her shop for a bazillion years after I got my stuff. Plus, what person with melanin is going to kidnap a Caucasian woman and take them into the widest store on the planet? And then there's that one time that she thought she was being gang stalked.
Don't think I've ever been gang stalked before. It's really creepy. I am being gang stalked so hard that my neighbors and family who live on my street are actually scared. They're getting fed up because the same cars keep driving by like over and over again, and they're gang stalking me in multiple cars. I actually have neighbors ready to install.
Yes, that's right. She saw multiple cars driving by and they were all different cars, and she just assumed that she was being stalked. There's a lot of cars driving around here and they're a gang and they're stalking me because they're driving by.
All surveillance cameras. That's how bad it is. And I have other neighbors who are like always looking at their surveillance cameras. That's how it is. And the family on my street are just like, so it's like a group of people. I don't know how large, but they're gang stalking me in like 6 or 7 different cars. They're trying to catch me outside. How about that? They think I'm hiding from them in my house and they're waiting for me to come outside. So they all keep circling around the block with different cars. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. So that if one happens to catch us outside, or me outside, they'll call the other one and then they'll all show up. Whatever their intent behind their gang stalk is. Oh no, I don't want to know.
And this wouldn't be something that she would just make a video about once. No, she would make multiple videos about it.
That minivan just drove by my house twice. Twice. Shit. Look outside your window and see if you see it on errands or in front of your house. Do you see anything? They drove by twice. They went down the street.
Sounds a lot like somebody left their house and went to the store and then came back home.
Towards Shaw, went down Shaw, made a 3-point turn on Shaw, went... What? Why? Why is it driving by twice at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning? If you actually think you're gonna be shady and drive by my house at 3 a.m., try harder, okay? You can't. You just can't. You're not gonna win against me. Fuck with someone else. You know what I mean? Cause it's the van! I am pissed right now. I am so angry right now. I am raging.
And it just goes on with her getting angry about somebody driving a van, like 2 minutes of this, of her just complaining about it and saying the cops don't do anything, and it's crazy. It's insane. And her paranoia definitely began to get worse as she would complain more about being stalked and mistreated.
I am terrified. I just want to move. I hate when things like this happen, and I'm scared to go outside. Finally, the cops arrived.
The news has contacted me.
A man's footsteps went through my backyard.
I'm a little creeped out right now. Now there's another car. I don't feel safe right now.
Hi, can I speak to the store manager?
Friday at 12:55 a.m., I saw someone watching me from the window of the mall.
I was terrified. I called the police, but it has been terrifying living across from a house with screams coming out from what I feel is the basement or the first level floor.
I called the police an hour and a half ago.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Then I uploaded it to Instagram and tagged the police.
Bro, I just discovered something nobody wants to discover at my Airbnb.
Is the store manager available?
Number.
I had a poor customer service experience and I felt it's something the district manager ought to be aware of.
Someone broke into my Airbnb in Chicago while I was out last night.
I just called my kids an Uber to school. I can't do it anymore. I'm too tired.
That compilation is honestly amazing, and I would love to play the whole thing, but it's like 8 minutes long. But if you want to check it out, it's over on this TikTok right here. It really highlights all of the paranoia or rage bait that she was creating. I don't even know if she's capable of creating rage bait. Maybe she is. I gotta give her credit where credit's due. That's some really good rage bait. Now let's talk about some of the problematic parenting. Adrielle would often monetize off of family conflicts, filming her children and their conversations during distressful moments.
You had my credit card all summer and blew through at least $12,000 between your Xbox games and your constant door dashing. Why can't you just eat the food I'm cooking?
Because I don't like vegan food.
Okay, it's spaghetti and sauce, and the garlic toast isn't vegan, that has cheese.
I don't like plain spaghetti with sauce.
Okay, so what do you want with the spaghetti?
Meatballs, but you can't make meatballs. And I don't like the vegan ones because they taste bad.
Okay, so what else can you eat?
Nothing. All I want...
Can't I just make you a salad or some broccoli
I was
or...
gonna make a salad.
Okay, then come make a salad.
No.
So now you don't want
I will later.
Okay. Even if it's just because it has the word vegan in front of it, guys. Like... It's so frustrating. Like, he'll eat the garlic bread because it's not vegan. He won't eat the spaghetti and sauce. He'll only eat it with real meatballs. It's all this same. Like, he's playing a mind game with me. That's the only thing I can say.
She's too stubborn to see that if she was just to buy him, you know, food that he wants, meat, things that people like to eat, and not force him to just eat what she wants him to eat, a vegan lifestyle diet, it's not for everybody. If she could just be a little bit more understanding and open, I think that their relationship would be a little bit better. There's no mind game here. It's not that big of a deal. And then she goes on scolding and berating her children for everybody in the TikTok world to see, saying she feels smothered and wishes that she could just live alone.
Here's what happened. I woke up this morning. My kids surprised me with gifts. I love surprises. But when my kids asked me what I wanted for my birthday, I told them one thing. I said, I want all of you to remember to clean up after yourself and clean the house for my birthday without being asked, without being reminded. That's all I wanted for my birthday. Dirty dishes in the sink, crumbs and food on the cutting board, the whole kitchen table is sticky, cups with juice in them were on the counter. I lost it. I am so disappointed in my kids. That, yeah, it's very nice of you to buy me flowers and make me a card. But for my birthday, I just wanted one day a year. One day in the whole freaking year for you to clean up this house. And they couldn't do it. They failed me.
Imagine you wake up one day and you just receive videos of your mom posting stuff like this. Probably not the best thing to be doing.
I'm so fucking upset. It's not fair. I'm just going to go on vacation every year for my birthday to avoid this type of terrible pain. It's just terribly painful. Because if they fucking cared and they acknowledged and appreciated me, they would have cleaned up the house. So it probably doesn't make sense to put something away there, because to get it, all these things are going to fall. So if you start putting things away, like, make it not fall. And why we have a $200+ vacuum and I'm walking around on crumbs. God, I love spending my birthdays at home in a mess where I get to make frozen cold brews and walk around on other people's crumbs.
Don't forget the other part you love, recording yourself talking crap to your kids and then putting it on TikTok. Like, is she trying to make us feel bad for her by posting this? Like, how does she see this as good content?
It's just great. Like, do I have to buy a $3,000 vacuum? Like a child-proof vacuum? Is that what we need to buy? A child-proof vacuum? But when it's their birthdays, I drive them here, I drive them there, I spend thousands of dollars, I take them to restaurants, and I make sure that everything is top-notch shape around the house, I clean up, but that doesn't matter what I do for them on their birthday. They don't care. That doesn't carry over to my birthday. My birthday, I'm just someone's doormat. You know what I mean? I'm still their doormat, so they don't care about the doormat's birthday.
They can't just like creep up the stairs quietly, appear in my doorway. It's fucking annoying. I know, but it happens every day. I feel smothered. Like my kids, like I was reading this article about a woman who feels smothered by her children, and I do. I feel totally smothered. Like, God, I just want to live alone sometimes. Smothered means I feel like I can't breathe, like I'm suffocating.
In this next clip, she would go on to say that it's not her problem of what her son is going through. He shouldn't be jeopardizing her success because she's worked so hard for this TikTok, and that he's pathetic.
Hell no. I worked hard for my platform. Not to get some people connected to my son's bullshit mess he got himself into to jeopardize my success. No thanks. It's not my problem. It's yours. That's what happens when you are so pathetic enough for acceptance and to have friends, and you're a new kid in school, because he was the new kid. He had never experienced juvenile delinquents before. That's what fucking happens. You gotta learn the hard way. And unfortunately, in my son's case, he became a meme at 14 years old. All these false allegations were thrown against him because he chose to hang out with people who make poor decisions and troublemakers. He could have done one thing that day. Called me for a ride. What did he do? No, he wanted to feel like he had a group of friends who accepted him. As if that's not gonna blow up in your face.
Sounds a lot to me like he's being a normal kid that's hanging out and making friends. What is she talking about? I think it's clear that she sees everybody as the enemy because she's so paranoid about everything all the time, thinking that she's constantly being stalked. It's insane.
And when I tell you it did. That's why I have nothing to say to these people. Nothing. You want to know why? Because I wouldn't have put it past them to do this. Because that's who they are. That's where they stand. I hope he learned his lesson. There's no coming back from this. There's no coming back for this. He's f***ed, and he made his bed. And I, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
Well, let me tell you, she really didn't help the situation by trying to monetize it and telling this fake story online and trying to raise $30,000 when she constantly says that she's earning like thousands of dollars a day, $20,000 a month.
Hello? Ding dong! Stay away from them! They're thugs! My son doesn't take my advice, and look where it got him. Honestly, I think he will make that mistake again. It was 110% predictable. And I could give two shits. I really don't care, because tough luck, little dude. This is what happens when you associate with the wrong people. I could give two fucks. Life's hard. Get over it. Cry now or cry later. That's the best piece of advice that you could give someone who's young. I have told them that so many times. Get over it now or cry later. Cry now about having to feel this way, whatever he's feeling, or cry later when it catches up with you for associating with people like that. Period. Was I right? Yeah. Did it happen? Yeah. Did my son listen to me? Nah. Is that his fault? Yup. If that makes me an asshole, I don't care. Truth hurts. Truth hurts. Life gets a little fuzzy, little wuzzy. What can you say?
And of course it wouldn't end there, because she would go on to make posts about her life and complaining about her children, where in one she says that she wished she had a more meaningful life instead of cleaning for people all the time and dumping her money into other people, or saying that this sucks and she gets nothing in return. All I am is a walking doormat to these people, a walking ATM. I feel so taken advantage of and used on a daily basis. I get no days off. My time is money, but all my time and money goes to them. And then more of her complaining about how she feels like she's smothered and wants to be healthy and exercise and to save money, and blaming the reason why she can't do any of this all on her children. And imagine resenting and not liking your son so much that you call him a leech.
I did that all summer. I was reasonable. I'm not doing that for the rest of the school year. Hell no, over my dead body. That's just, I feel like he's being a leech at this point.
She was basically saying because she is buying him all this stuff that he's a leech and she shouldn't have to do that. Spoken like a really good mom. And now finally we get into the final piece of this video, and that's her toxic behavior towards her family. And that will also bring us to some of the current situations as well. Because yes, she is still on the internet. There's one really strange clip of her talking to her grandma, and her grandma's pleading for her to please quit talking about her mom, to stop posting videos about her mom. And in this video, she's insinuating that her mom ended somebody's life.
I had to take your mother to get a medical emergency.
For what reason? What medical emergency?
Or she was having chest pains really bad. Okay? This needs to stop. You got to stop going on there and talking about her at all. You told us the other day you weren't not going to talk about her anymore. And
Today marks 4 years Mateo's been missing.
Who gives a shit? You leave your mother alone. Otherwise, people's going to start blasting things on there about you, Adrielle. I'm just warning you. People are going to start putting stuff about you up there.
As if they already don't?
Huh?
So you care more about hiding this story about Mateo than actually getting to the bottom of it and finding him?
There's no story there, okay?
There is a story. He's been missing for 4 years.
Adrielle, leave your mother alone. I'm telling you, something bad's going to happen.
Oh, really? What did she say is going to happen?
Would you please try to talk to sense?
No, please don't.
He's right here.
I don't want to get Grandpa involved in this. If she just stop.
No, you need to stop, Adrielle. What you're doing is totally wrong. Talking bad about your mother.
I shared a story about a missing person.
No, if it's not something, it's something else. You're always bashing your mother. This needs to stop.
He's missing.
And she's also recorded herself yelling at her grandmother for doing her dishes and checking her mail, as well as wishing her daughter's dad was unalived in a car accident.
Okay! Do I go into your house? Do I have a key to your house? Do I check your mail? No! He's a full-blown moron. Like, I can't take it anymore. I can't wait for him to just crash his car and die. Like, I can't wait. Like, he just got a DWI and he's fighting it in court. And I actually wish that instead of a cop pulling him over, he would have flipped his car and had his head decapitated.
And in more recent news, she's been uploading a good bit on YouTube now, but to no avail, not getting many views on her post, and seems to be losing it.
Money talks. Money talks. Money talk. What? Did I fart? No, honey. I just can go. It sounds like a money dispenser.
And another disgusting thing is, again, her talking to her mom and grandmother that just happened recently, live on stream, how she was just degrading them and talking down to them the whole time while she was live.
I've had it too. It's exhausting cleaning up after everyone.
You're not cleaning up after everybody.
Oh, really?
You did last night.
I did, and I did the first night too. And you sat there and you watched me do it for 2 hours. And it was like excessive.
We're done talking about it now. Okay?
Wait,
we are done talking.
So
we are done talking about I said.
It would have been prevented if my method would have been respected, clean as you go along. It's not ethical or fair to put everyone's workload onto one person. And I was very nice and doing a favor by doing everyone else's cleaning the first night.
Who did all the cooking yesterday? Who did all the cooking?
Yes, and you clean as you go along when you cook, and everyone knows that. Just like I do on Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'll bake like 6 plates, 7 plates, and I clean as I go along. There's no excuse.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Cooking involves cleaning, so there's no excuse. It's just respect my kitchen rules if you're gonna cook in it.
We're not talking about it.
Come on, guys.
I won't hear anymore.
So I hate to break it to you, but if I want to vent and cope and talk to my platform, this is my house and I will. And if you don't want to hear me talk and vent to my platform, you can go for a walk because this isn't your house. So thank you so much for understanding that. Anyway, guys, take it straight in the 7-game win streak.
You gotta love the old TikTok brain going straight back to work. Anyway, guys, I know I'm a crappy person and I'm talking to my grandmother or mother this way, and it doesn't matter. Send me some money.
So wait, so you thought that you were gonna have Sven blow out his birthday candles with flour and cake mix and egg yolk spilled everywhere, and just pasta sauce and all that? No, so you know you were expecting to, like, I don't know, sing happy birthday to him at midnight, but at the pace you guys were working at, it wouldn't have gotten cleaned. So you guys went to the seafood boil. I scrubbed the kitchen here by myself, and then we came back and we sang happy birthday to him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so
It should be done and over with. Todd.
so
Okay?
admit that she lied
I didn't hear her lying.
because you were outside. She said that she's been cleaning this whole time. She's been trashing my house this whole time.
Let it go now. We know we made a mistake, so just let it go now.
Okay, admit that she didn't clean, that she didn't lift a finger yesterday.
Because you kicked us out of the kitchen, you did not give us a chance to clean it up.
Right, because you had all day to clean it up and the day was ending and you obviously weren't going to clean it up. So it was better for you guys to just leave for a couple of hours and let me clean it up.
Are you done?
So admit again, she didn't spend all day cleaning. She spent the day making a mess. You can't admit that. Get out. Just go. Just go. Just go. I'm not going to do this anymore. You guys are coming here and making messes and you can't own up to it. And it's really weird. And I don't understand why you would go to someone's house, make a mess, excuse your mess.
I always thought that when somebody comes to your house, you make them feel at home, like a guest. And especially if it's your mother or grandmother, you welcome them in and you take care of them and you clean up for them and cook for them. And, you know, you do all these things for them. They're your guest in your home, but not in her world.
Lie and lie and lie after doing it 3 times. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Please, someone explain. When you're a guest at someone's house, do you throw cake mix and egg yolks everywhere? And pasta sauce? I don't get it. I'm not screaming. Really? She said I'm down here screaming. Does this sound like screaming?
I'm eating gluten-free cornflakes with almond milk.
I'm sorry, is this screaming? No. They just need to go. They're too messy. If they want to visit again, they can just like order DoorDash or something. I'm not dealing with it. It shouldn't be like this, where you make a mess every single day. You don't clean up after yourself. I tell you to stop and just let me take over, and it leads to this argument. This has happened 3 times now. 3 times. This is the 3rd time. Thank you, Destiny.
It's funny that she has this same argument with her children. This has to be some way for her to feel important, to gain some kind of power over people that come in her house, to make her feel like she's important. I just don't understand why she makes the cleaning thing such a big deal all the time with everybody that comes in the house. There's a lot to this story, and there's even more that I didn't cover here that I could have went into more detail. If you'd like to see another video on this, please let me know in the comments below or message me on Instagram. And with that said, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.